Hello guys, yes, today we're going to read a book called Icarus in the Wiggle Wax. My guess is this is not a boring book. Long ago in ancient Greece, there lived an architect and an inventor named Daedalus. Daedalus was a slave to King Minos, king of Crete. King Minos commanded him to build a giant maze to keep a savage minotaur in. What happened next? Theseus, the king of Athens, came hoping to defeat the minotaur. The king's daughter fell in love with Theseus. She knew that if Theseus got lost in the maze, he would die. She discovered the secret of the maze and told Theseus so that he could escape. When Theseus defeated the Minotaur and escaped from the maze, King Minos was angry. He blamed Daedalus for not making a better maze. Is his maze was too easy, or did his maze didn't have a dead end and just have a one-way in? And that's it. As punishment, he imprisoned Daedalus and his son Icarus in a high tower. The tower was heavily guarded, and all the ships were searched. King Minos may have power over land and sea, but he cannot control the air, thought Daedalus. He decided to create wings for himself and his son, so that they could fly away. Icarus watched as his father fastened feathers to a frame like large bird wings. Daedalus used wax to fasten the feathers to the wooden frame. Then he tied the wings onto himself and Icarus with the leather straps. What's next? Icarus, listen to me carefully, he said. Do not fly too close to the water, or your wings will get wet and stop working. And do not fly too high, or the hot sun will melt the wax that holds your wings together. Yes, father, said Icarus. With that, father and son spread their wings and sailed into the morning air. So my only guess is that will his son will listen to him? Will his son will listen to him? If not, then what will happen? The morning was beautiful and the breeze was pleasant. Icarus soared happily, twisting and turning in the sky. I will fly higher than the birds, cried Icarus, flapping his wings. Then what? Icarus, be careful, his father pleaded, but Icarus only flapped harder. I think he didn't listen. Up nearly to the sun, he flew. Feathers began to fall from his wings in large white clumps. Then what happened? Then down from the sky and fell Icarus with a great splash into the sea. Icarus, cried his father, but it was too late. Did he die, or did he just somehow get able to swim? That's my only question. I think he drowned, right? Daedalus searched and searched for his son. Sadly, he could not find him. The poor boy had drowned in the sea. I was correct. He had died in the sea. You know what drown is? Cannot breathe in the water, and left his dead body in the water. At last, Daedalus flew onto freedom. Yes, he was the only one who had survived. that boy didn't listen to him. Okay, so it was the cover. Do you think this is nothing full of boredness? For boredness. Yes. So what we have next? Oh,
Icarus, be careful, his father pleaded, wanting him to be safe.
What happens
but Icarus only flapped harder. What happens in this part of the fable?
His father pleaded, wanting him to be safe, but Icarus only flapped harder. No way it's about the giant dragon. And also the king has a feast. No way. The father pleaded. Yes, of course the word pleaded is in the word in this part of the fable. Yes. As Icarus flapped harder, his father pleaded harder. Louder, I think.
Daedalus used ordinary feathers and wood to create wings. He melted wax to hold the feathers in place. What happens in this part of the fable?
And right away we literally see this word Daedalus. So I think that was part of it. I think that was the answer. So correct.
The morning was beautiful and pleasant. Icarus soared happily and
correct.
began to forget the words of his father. What happens in this part of the fable?
Icarus soared happily and began to forget the words of his father. The bull didn't say began to forget the words of his father. I already remember what Daedalus said. Right away we already knew the name Icarus, so there Icarus. Correct.
The king put Daedalus in a tower, but Daedalus did not give up. He decided to create wings to fly away. What happens in this part of the fable?
Of course, the name Daedalus appeared on the answer. Look at them.
The king thought he could keep Daedalus in the tower. He had many guards, but Daedalus had a good plan. What happens in this part of the
Daedalus
fable?
has a good plan. What's his plan though? What happens in the part of the fable? The king thought Daedalus was trapped. That sounds like a good plan. What's next now? And yup, we got a 100%. 5 out of 5 accuracy. Okay, so goodbye everyone, and I really hope that you enjoyed the video. Goodbye.